Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today, it's Jokerless Challenge. Jokerless Challenge until we lose. If you just want to see me play Jokerless Challenge or any other challenge, that's a video that I could do. This video is not that video. This video is focusing on learning how to get better at the Jokerless Challenge. For some of you, learning how to win for the first time. For some of you, learning how to win more consistently. It's been a while since I played on the Jokerless Challenge, and I felt the community could benefit from a refresher course. The focus will not necessarily be on individual decisions that we make, specific decisions that we make, but will be sort of general strategies that we can use, general concepts. And then we will play to see how long we can win, how long we can go for. Go next. Okay, economy tag for $4 is not something I'm interested in. We're going to play out the first round here. In the first round, you need 300 points. You can get 300 points with a high-ish straight. So a queen high straight wins. A jack high straight doesn't win in one hand. Queen high straight, king high straight, ace high straight. For the flush, you need some number of cards which add up to 40 chips. So 40 chips on top of 35 is 75 times 4. That's going to be 300 points. So 40 chips worth of cards. I think in the example here, this example works, actually. All right, for the full house, again here, not every full house will get you 300 points. You need a medium or better full house. And then 4 of a kind and straight flush are not really reasonable here. You don't want to go for 3 of a kind or 2 pair because they aren't going to be worth enough points. 3 of a kind is about 150 points. 2 pair is about 100 points, a little bit more than 100 points depending on what the ranks of your cards are, what cards you're playing. And so this also applies whether we're playing on the Jokerless Challenge or just any run. In the first round, we are looking for that 300 points. So I could go for the spades here. I could go for the high straight here. I think I'm going to go for the spades. I have a little bit more confidence in getting the flush rather than going for the straight. Because we are playing on the Jokerless Challenge mode, the challenge deck, we are doing the white stake difficulty, right? That's not by choice. That's just any of the challenges. They use the white stake conditions. And so that does mean we do have a full set of 3 discards. We don't have the -1 discard that you would have on higher stakes, blue stake. Which means, I think I'm going to throw away this 2. If I am going for the 1 shot with the spades here, maybe the 2 is not worth holding on to. Plenty of other spades in the deck. Almost a straight flush here if we had kept the 2. I think maybe these spades are worth keeping. If I do get a face card with spades, this 3 is not really going to work for us. Yeah, we could throw that one away. All right, one more time for spades. Ah, bummer. All right, well, we didn't get the spades. We did throw away a couple. Now, if you want, we could play these spades. We could play the straight here. Throwing away the 2 and 3 of spades and then using an extra hand is the same as playing a low straight and then you need to play an extra hand anyway. So, kind of an average start for the first round. Here, the voucher is particularly exciting. On the Jokerless Challenge, since you don't have any jokers, your vouchers are kind of like your jokers. These are kind of the premium ways that you upgrade your build. Extra hand usually means more points because you can play more hands. Let's say you're playing flushes, you can play more flushes. An extra hand doesn't automatically mean that you get to play more straights. You're not going to be playing 5 straights per round. But you can use an extra hand as an extra discard, and that extra throwaway hand can help you find another straight. Also, just an extra hand gives you an extra $1 every round leftover from leftover hands. I like playing straights on the Jokerless Challenge because the Saturn cards do a lot. 3 mult and 30 chips per Saturn card. You can do a lot with a medium level straight. Taking the Saturn card here, I can one-shot the big blind and I can one-shot the boss. Whereas if you took a Jupiter card, you would not be able to one-shot the boss with the flush. Saturn gives you twice as many chips compared to a Jupiter card, gives you 50% more mult. And if we don't have any jokers involved, then 50% more mult and 100% more chips, that translates to you score 3 times as much with a straight. So to me, this is a great start. All right, here we want to find some flavor of straight. I'm going to throw away the ace and keep the 8 here. We could get a 9. All right, 4, 6, 8. 4, 5, 6, 8. I could try to draw the 7. I did throw away a 3. I could consider throwing away 2 8s here. I think we get the best chance of getting the straight if we keep the 8. If we throw away 2 8s, we might not find another one. So maybe we keep 1 8 and we look for a 7. And then ship it. So the medium straight there is going to be enough to beat the boss, except the boss is going to debuff our card, so we might need a little bit more gas than that. I don't think this early it's worth it to take the Neptune for the straight flush, but maybe long-term straight flushes could be something that we transition into, depending on what our build looks like. I think the grabber is too important for us to pass up, especially if we are playing straights. An interesting thing about the Jokerless challenge, it's really hard to get the money. So normally when you're playing on whatever other deck, you can just buy a $4 Joker. $4 Joker could give you somewhere between 10 and 15 mult, and then that's enough. That's enough for the first 2 antes, just 1 Joker. And then you can save all your money for interest. On the Jokerless challenge, you typically need to get multiple planet cards in order to score that much, or maybe a planet card plus some tarot card, and then the tarot card only allows you to score temporarily. Like Empress, for example, gives you mult on not all of your cards, but some of your cards. Some of your hands get that +4 mult from the Empress, and so it costs more money to score points. And if it costs more money to score points, then it's more difficult to get your money online. Also, it's just more difficult to make money if you don't have jokers. A lot of common jokers give you money. If we don't have those, then we got to work a little bit harder for our money. But I do think that the grabber and possibly also the extra discard, worth it in ante 1 here. All right, I can play this straight. With the debuff 10, I'm not 100% sure if this wins. So we can try to get another 10 here, and then that's it. Okay, the next round is 800 points, so the next round we can win with maybe an ace high straight. If we don't get the ace high straight, we could play 2 straights or 1 straight and then 2 pair. Yeah, so this is what I was saying about, if you don't have any jokers, then you get a better understanding of kind of how much an average hand scores or how much a starter hand scores. Definitely level 1 hands where you have the 300 point 5 card hands. 4 of a kind is about 800 points, depending on what ranks of the cards that you play. Straight flush is about 900 to 1,000 points. And then maybe to a lesser extent, you get an understanding of what a level 2 hand scores. Like the level 2 flush is about 500 points. The level 2 straight is about 600 points. If I have Saturn, if I have the leveled up straight, I don't need the Jupiter card. We could just play straights, save our money, and go next. All right. Here I'm looking for an 8 or a king. One more time. Queen high straight. All right, wasn't expecting that to win, no problem. We can follow it up with a pair. And then pairs are about 50 points, depending on what ranks you play. Usually if you're playing a pair, you don't play the low pair. Here we can buy a hermit, and then we have this question, do we want to use it right away? If we wait to use the hermit, we miss on these booster packs. We don't get to open these booster packs. So even though I don't get the full 20, I think it's still worth it to do the 18 bucks here. And then also now, since we have more than $25, we get extra interest in the next round, and so maybe that makes up for using the hermit early. Then okay, how do we prioritize booster packs? I like to prioritize the Arcana packs because they have a chance of giving you money. They have a pretty good chance of giving you money. What we say is positive expected value. So you spend $4 and then sometimes you get $20. And so that sometimes accounts for the cost, to where on average you get slightly more money than you are spending, whether it's from Hermit or from Temp. Well, we can't do Temperance on the Jokerless Challenge, but you can also get the Fool to copy the Hermit. There's that Temperance that I was talking about. Okay, so now we get to the first kind of deck building stage here. If I am going for straights, what I like to do is start by removing the low cards and also the face cards. Since we are playing on the Jokerless Challenge, there aren't any Jokers that give us benefits for playing face cards. Rather, there are bosses which debuff our face cards, or bosses which care about our face cards. Face down face cards. I think you keep the face cards in the early game because they give you more chips, and then later on when you have the leveled up straights, you don't need the face cards as much. It doesn't really matter what cards you play as much. So here I'm going to start by removing the low cards, the 4 and the 3. And then in the future we will remove the face cards. Typically if I am building straights, I like to build 10 high straights, so 10 through 6. Though that can change depending on maybe I get some kind of enhanced card and then build around that enhanced card, get some kind of seal. Standard packs are pretty important on the Jokerless Challenge. Each individual card in a standard pack has a 20% chance of having a seal. So 1 in 5 chance of having a seal. You get to see 3 cards, you get 3 chances. So if you open a jumbo pack, on average, every jumbo pack will have at least 1 seal. And then those seals could be blue seals or gold seals or purple seals, all of those great. So sort of standard packs have a higher chance of giving you a blue seal compared to Arcana packs giving you a Hermit, right? That's what we're going for. We can take a blue seal 8. Look at that. And now that I have the blue seal 8, if I am building straights, my plan is, okay, I want to build around this 8. I want to build straights that include the 8. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, maybe all the way down to a 5, maybe all the way up to a jack here. Because when I get a death card, this is the card that I want to copy. I want to make more blue seals. And if I make more 8s, then I also want to have more 7s and want to have more 9s. And those are the straights that I'm trying to build. And that's generally true about blue seals, whether you're playing straights or whether you're trying to play flushes. What I want is I want the blue seal on the suit that I'm building around. I want the blue seal on the rank that I'm building around if I'm doing 4 of a kind. Okay, go next. So we can... Alright, this is a great start. Looking for the king. We got king, jack, 10, 9. That's going to be straight number 1, which we know doesn't win. We are going to need a second straight. What's the best straight that we can go for here? I could go for the high straight. I have 3 kings. I only have 2 9s. I have my 5s in hand currently, so could try to get a 3, but there's 3 3s, 3 6s. I think I have equal chance of getting the queen and the king compared to getting the low cards. So let's just go for that high straight. Maybe we keep the 5. Okay, so this honestly kind of stinky. We can get a 7. If we get the 7, we can't get any more 4s. We would have to get a 9. So let's say we don't get the 9. All right, throw away the aces and the 3s here. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10. And then we got the blue seal. Chip it. All right, and that 1 extra Saturn card is going to give us a huge boost. You want to make sure you use the planet cards before you go into the shop, because there is a chance that the planet card shows up in the shop, right? So if I use Saturn now, then there could be another Saturn in the shop. If I'm holding on to Saturn, then there won't be any repeats. It blocks Saturn from spawning. Look at that. Yeah, Saturn here is fine. This kind of reroll is also fine. I have $25. If I open an Arcana pack, this costs me $1 of interest. That's a $5 Arcana pack. I think it's worth it. I don't take an Arcana pack if I have less than $20. But here, even for a $5 Arcana pack, we talked about all the different ways we can get value from Arcana packs. Okay, could take an Emperor here, could take a Magician. Magician to make those lucky cards. Lucky cards could generate money for us. Probably not likely that we get money from the lucky cards, but over the course of a long run, could be worth it. I think I'd rather have the Emperor. I think Magician is kind of an average tarot card maybe for us, and then the Emperor gives me 2 cards. So 2 random cards, 2 average cards would be better than 1 average card. We get a Fool. We could copy the Emperor right away. I think it's worth it to hold on to the Fool. There's a lot of good things that we can do with the Fool. We can use it to copy a Saturn card for scoring. We can use it to copy the Hung Man to remove cards from our deck. I'm not going to take the standard pack here because I do have some slight concerns about interest, but other things that we could be looking for, gold seals and gold cards to make money. Go next. All right. -1 hand size, but we do have the extra hand acting like an extra discard if we need, and we might need it. All right, give me a 9 or an ace. One more time, 9 or ace. Okay, let's make room for the blue seal and then ship it. All right, I do want to highlight here with just the level 4 straight, that's 3 Saturn cards. We are able to get 2,000 points. That's enough to one-shot the boss here. I think with the level 3 straight, that's 2 Saturn cards. Maybe not quite enough. Maybe close. Maybe it is enough depending on what ranks of the cards you're playing. Okay, so just like at the previous shop, we do want to use the Saturn so that it doesn't block duplicate Saturn cards from spawning. We use the Saturn card right away. Do we want to use the Fool for another Saturn card? I think we will eventually get to the situation where we need multiple straights per round. That's pretty awkward. We would like to avoid that. So I think I just use the Fool right away for the points. It's the same as getting a negative Joker, right? A Joker that doesn't take up any Joker slots. Not having the Fool to copy the death is the one way that we get punished. But I feel fine. When you do have higher level hands, when you know that you can one-shot, then it allows you to be greedier with the blue seals, right? So I know that I don't need 2 hands to win. I can win in 1 hand. I can use all of my hands to find that 1 hand, set up that 1 blue seal hand. I think the biggest thing that we're looking for right now is a little bit extra hand size. We can take a Spectral pack. 1 in 4 chance to give us Immolate. Seals are fine. Aces, probably not what we're looking for. What we want to do is we want to figure out how can we draw this blue seal more consistently. Or draw our straights more consistently. So I think there is some consideration for making more 9s which are close to 8s, and then help us make straights. But also we could just use an aura card. So instead of using aura on a face card, which could get messed with by some boss, or aura on one of these 5s, I'm going to put it on a 9 because that's the thing that's closest to being an 8. And then foil is fine. Foil maybe matters not a whole lot if we are playing straights because you get 30 chips per Saturn card, but that's okay. If I take this standard pack, cost me $4, we go down to 20. The difference between $24 and $20, you still get the same amount of interest. You still get $4 interest instead of $5 interest. So I could take this standard pack. One consequence of taking this standard pack is then, even though it doesn't cost me interest, I don't have the money for the next shop, and I might want to use the money on Arcana packs. I highly value Arcana packs for the deck building. I highly value maybe Celestial packs as well, especially if you're playing straights. You want to get those Saturn cards. If you're playing flushes, maybe you don't care about the planet cards as much because Jupiter cards don't do as much. Let's go next. Skip here for $25. We, at this point, probably don't skip anymore. No more skips. We just want to get as much blue seal value as we can. All right, so we got the blue seal 8. One thing I am going to do is I am going to use death to make another 8. We know that we can get 2,000 points. We can one-shot with the straight. I don't need to use the death card right away. I'm going to try to find another 8. Or potentially some other way of enabling this straight. Okay, so I've got the queen. Now all I got to do is find a king or an 8. We miss. So I could keep digging. Any king or 8, we have 7 possible draws here. Each hand that we play costs us $1. I think it's worth a few extra dollars to get the extra planet card. We know that we can't lose because we already have the straight. The straight which wins. So we play the 10. Play the pair of 3s. We get the 8. We have the king. Okay, so now how do I want to use my death card? I want to get rid of this ace because the ace is the furthest away from being an 8. I can play king, queen, jack, 10, 9. Chip it. All right, this is basically, I would say this is a winning run. The Jokerless challenge, one thing that's kind of frustrating about it is sometimes it feels like you lose in the very early rounds, in the early antes. It feels like there's nothing you can do. It feels kind of helpless. And then the one time that you do win, let's say, as long as you get past ante 3, as long as you get past ante 4, then it feels like it's too big to fail, right? The thing that I try to remind people is when you are playing on the Jokerless challenge, the Jokerless challenge, if there's no Jokers in the shop, you get 4 times as many consumable cards. You get 4 times as many tarot cards. And so as long as you can get past ante 4, as long as you can get to ante 4, then you have almost perfect deck building from all of the tarot cards that you get. For me, that's part of the fun of the Jokerless challenge, is you can build wackier decks than you would otherwise get with the access to the extra tarot cards. Some consideration for taking the Mega Celestial packs, but I think on this particular run, since we have the blue seals giving us the planet cards, we actually don't need this. Celestial packs, we just save our money for tarot cards. And go next. All right, feel free to skip ahead 20 minutes until we have a real challenging run. All right, so we got the blue seals in hand. Now I'm looking for any 9 or ace. I don't have that many aces, but I could get a 9. Just like that. Just like we drew it up. If we don't get the 9 right away there is some danger. There is some danger in holding on to the blue seals. And so the reason why we build around the blue seal, or the reason why we build around the 8s, is because if I am going to have a blue seal in hand, if I'm going to be holding on to it, I want it to be a usable card. And so if I fail to draw the straight, if I fail to draw maybe another different 8, I can still play this one. And so that kind of applies if you're playing flushes as well. You want to put the blue seals, you want to put the gold cards on the suit that you plan on playing. That way, when you're holding it in your hand, you always have it as a safety net. Or in this situation, probably what we end up doing is we, instead of just playing 2 cards, throwing away 2 cards at a time, we throw away 3 cards. Throw away the blue seal. 1 of the blue seals. Maybe throw away 2 of the blue seals. These Celestial packs, only $4 instead of $8. It's half as much as those mega packs. So maybe we have enough money where we could take these Celestial packs. Yeah, maybe. Something I like to do, if possible, I like to reroll until there's 2 planet cards in the shop. Hermit is great. Hermit again. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go open the Celestial packs. This stuff doesn't matter, so you can just not take anything if you want. You could just skip if you want. Uranus won't be repeated. We still don't get Saturn. I guess I'll take Neptune. The reason why I opened the Celestial packs here is because now I can use Hermit after. On the Jokerless challenge, because you get 4 times as many tarot cards, then the Fool matters 4 times as much, right? And at this point, I have high enough level hands. I would rather the Fool copy Hermit rather than copying a Saturn card or copying some random planet card, like a Neptune card, for example. So using the Celestial packs here allows me to use Hermit after. You could also use a Fool to copy a Death card. I am probably interested in getting 1 more blue seal. I don't necessarily think you need 5 blue seals because at the end of the day, if you are playing a 5-card hand like straights, you can't actually hold 5 blue seals in hand, right? So you don't need that many blue seals in your deck. You just want enough of them that you can draw them somewhat consistently. I think since I have high enough level straights, straight flush doesn't make sense for me, so I'm not going to take the suit changes. Could spend $7 here on a reroll. Next reroll is $8, and I definitely have the money right now, but $8 reroll is more expensive than a $5 reroll, right? And so if I spend too many rerolls in one shop, then I won't be able to reroll as much overall, and so it's worth it to save your money, spread out your reroll money between multiple shops. So here, even though I have money left over, I'm just going to go next, and no consideration for taking the magic trick here. All right, the next shop also will have a voucher, which I might want to spend my money on. New booster packs to spend my money on. I have a face down card here. Generically speaking, what we want to do is we want to discard for those 10 high straights, the straights that are built around the 8s. So here we can go looking for a 7 or a queen. This could be a 7. Let's sort by suit. Could be clubs. Could be a 7 or 8 of clubs. Could be... I think this is what I want to do. I think I want to play it. Playing it gives me information rather than discarding it. Okay, so that is the 8 of clubs. Great. I have the queen, which means now I'm looking for my blue seal. I have a straight. I know the straight wins, and if I know the straight wins, then let's dig. All I need to do is draw 1 of my 8s, and then I can use death here. I think I'm going to keep the 8 of diamonds, and then that way if the blue seal gets drawn face down, I can use the 8 of diamonds to help me suss out what it is. So there's a 7 of spades. Here's another face down card. Go one more time. All right, we didn't draw the blue seal, and that's fine. I'm not going to use my death card then. Let's just save it and go next. Another common thing that you could do on the Jokerless challenge, because you get access to so many tarot cards, you could do tarot card combos, like get a chariot or a devil, make a gold or steel card, and then immediately copy it with death. You could get a fool card and immediately do death twice. So here we are at the point where we have an Arcana pack in the shop. We also have some decent amount of money in the bank. I want the telescope voucher to get more Saturn cards, but I don't need to do that right now because there's no Celestial packs. So I think what I want to do is I want to reroll to get tarot cards first, and then I can use the tarot cards inside the Arcana pack. The consumable slots do become kind of a limiting factor where you can only take 2 tarot cards with you when you leave the shop. And you get a lot of extra tarot cards in the shop because there's no jokers in the shop. So it's worth it to use some tarot cards inside the Arcana pack and then reroll for more different tarot cards to take later. I think I do check the standard pack. I could be interested in a holographic card. I could be interested in steel cards. Could be interested in gold cards, gold seal cards. Maybe a 10. A 10 is kind of close-ish to an 8, and it's a red steel 10. We can make it into a red steel card. We can make it into a red gold card. Let's go next. All right, so we've got a Hermit here. Go one more. Pluto, Earth, nope. Mars, Venus, nope. $7 for a reroll. Maybe $8 for a reroll is a little bit too expensive, so let's go Arcana now. All right, we could use the Empress. Usually out of consideration for the Fool, usually I don't use the Empress or Hierophant or Lovers. Usually I don't waste tarot cards, or I don't use tarot cards if I can avoid it. But here, since I know I have the Death card, I can always use Fool to copy Death. Or I will probably end up using a Fool to copy Saturn anyway. So maybe the 8 and the 6 here, we can go Empress, make some Molt cards. Go next. All right, this boss discards random cards. That's okay. Okay, so we have a straight already. Let's start fishing. 9, 10, Jack. All I got to do is draw one of my blue seals. I have the blue seal. I could turn a king into a blue seal. 8. That's probably fine. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. Chip it. So if we have a straight that involves an 8, the highest possible straight that we can get is the Queen high straight. Queen through 8. So we don't need our kings at all. There's some consideration here. If there is a Fool, I might want to use a Fool to copy Death. And then so maybe I don't want to use the Saturn cards right away. But I think it's worth it to use the Saturn cards. That way we're not blocking Saturn cards from spawning in the shop. Okay. Telescope will for sure give me a Saturn card here. And then we can take an Arcana pack. $3 for a reroll. So $3 plus 4, that's 7. Takes me down to 25. Yeah, maybe. There's a Fool. I'm going to hold on to the Fool. I think at this point copying Saturn cards is not super important. Bummer. So could use the Devil to make a gold card. Could use the Magician to make some lucky cards. This red seal 10 into a red lucky card is actually pretty good. But I think what I want to do, let's go Devil on the 9. And then that also allows me to use the Fool for a Devil card. So we are in Ante 4. That means we have, actually we just started Ante 4, so we have a lot of the run left, right? We still have maybe 14 rounds left, 13 rounds left. So making one of my blue seals into a blue gold card is pretty valuable this early. It's the same as using a Fool to copy a Hermit, right? You get a ton of money. I could also use the Devil on, like I said, my red seal 10. So here, we don't need the king. I could try to draw a 7. I think I have a better chance of drawing a straight if I actually discard the 5 here. If we do get the 7, we can still get a 10, of which we know we have an extra. All right, looking for a 7 or a queen here. 7 or a queen. All right, so queen high. All right, between the red seal gold card or the blue gold card, I think I'm gonna go blue gold. I think I would rather have the gold seal, I would rather have the blue seal in hand. Now, if we wanted to, we could try to dig for the extra blue seals. We would only be able to play 2 cards at a time. We'd only be able to draw 2 cards at a time. This is part of why it's so important to have the extra hand size voucher. So I think the probability of us getting an additional blue seal, it's low enough, it's not worth it. Let's just ship it. Another important part of using the Devil to make the gold, the blue gold card, if we get another Death card in the future, what do we want to use Death to copy? We want to use Death to copy the blue seals, and if I am going to copy a blue seal anyway, I might as well make it a gold card. Okay, use the Saturn, not use the Saturn. I'll use the Saturn. There's another Death card, another Celestial pack, another Saturn card. That's it. The run is done. I probably don't need this standard pack. I just like looking. All right, we looked. Go next. Maybe there's some slight consideration for picking up a 7. So I already have extra 8s. I have one extra 10. I could get extra 9s. I could get extra 7s. And that kind of helps me draw these middle-ish straights. But on the other hand, it does make it harder to draw the 8s if I just add 7s to the deck, if I add 9s to the deck. I can get more straights, but I will have a harder time drawing my blue seals specifically. And on the Jokerless challenge, with 4 times as many tarot cards, you're going to get 4 times as many hung men, removing cards from your deck. I guess we haven't really done that so far, but that's a thing that could happen, should happen in theory. Alright, this boss, stinky. That's how I'm going to describe it. We have 3 discards to find a straight. If we don't find a straight in 3 discards, then we're kind of cooked, right? So I think what I want to do, what I would suggest doing, play a hand first. Now what do I have? I have 6, 5, 4, 8. All I got to do is draw a 7, of which I only have 3. That's not great. Is there something else that I can do to improve my chances of getting a straight? So I've already lost a jack and a queen. I think let's do this again. Let's just toss them. What you want to do is you want to draw a hand which is already pretty close to being a straight. So here I'm just missing a 9, and then once I get the 9 I can get either a 7 or a queen. So I think this is the closest that we're gonna get. So I think now we start discarding. I'm gonna discard the blue seal 8. Okay. Discard again. Jack 10, 9, 8. I'm missing a 7 or a queen. We have one more chance. We have one more discard here. So we... Alright, keep the blue seal. Okay, so queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. And if I want, I can make another blue seal 8. I would say for our particular build, for going for the straights build, this boss is one of the scarier ones. This boss becomes less scary later on when your deck building is better. But early on when the deck is a little bit more fragile, a little bit spooky. Okay, now we got the boss reroll, so we don't have to worry about that. Emperor here, let's see here. The last card I used was a Saturn card. Yeah, so we can go Emperor here. Jumbo Standard. We take a Polychrome 10. That helps us score more points, not that we have trouble doing that. I could re-roll with an Arcana pack here. It takes me down 24 bucks. I think I'm just going to open the Arcana pack. Tempers doesn't do anything. World Star don't do anything. We can just skip and go next. Alright, oh, that's the thing. You know, if you do have a particularly difficult boss, let's say the hook boss, for example, you can take one of these. You can take a juggle tag. Extra hand size against the hook helps a lot, especially if we want to try to get our straight. Alright, here I'm looking for a 6 or... yeah, maybe 6 or a jack. Keep the 9, don't need the 8. So now that I have 2 blue seals 8, it's probably worth it to throw away these 2 8s. Gives me a better chance of hitting the straight here. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to throw away 1 8 here. I'm not scared enough to throw away 2 8s. There we go. So we got... here's a winning straight, and if I want, I can try to get another 8, of which I have 3. Also, we could try to get a queen here. I guess... yeah. Chip it. Try to get an 8. Any 8, there we go. So, 10 and 9, I guess. I could use the Empress, I could just gain $1 here. I don't think the Empress is going to matter, but I'll use it anyway. And chip it. We almost ended up in an awkward situation there where we had a straight flush instead of just a straight. And we could have paid a little bit more attention to what cards we're playing and what cards we're discarding. Alright. Arcana, we did it. We got the Hung Man, we can remove the 2s. Now we're looking for a Fool. We could go Arcana. We could redo a little re-rolling. Let's go one more. Saturn? Okay, so I'm not going to use Saturn right away. I'm going to look for a Fool. I don't get a Fool. The boss is going to debuff my clubs. My clubs are fine. All my blue seals are diamonds, so I don't care about this. Let's skip. Use the Saturn card and go next. Alright. I have the straight. I have the blue seal. I could try to get another blue seal. Drawing 2 cards at a time. Nah. Alright. I could open a standard pack. I do want the boss reroll. I'm not worried about this boss, but there could be an annoying boss in the future. In that case, this mega standard pack cost me interest. This is a $9 mega pack. I do have the telescope, so the Celestial pack does guarantee me a Saturn card. And maybe that's another incentive not to spam high card too much, so that we can maintain our telescope equity. Alright, we have a straight. That's it. Now do I want to play 3 cards at a time? 3 cards to try to find that blue seal? I think that's a little bit more enticing to me. Sure. I could play high card 2 more times. There's a blue seal. Alright. Now I feel okay, we can ship it. You could also draw a 9, and the 9 would give us $3 because it replaces the gold 9. Alright, Fool I will take. I am not super excited about copying Saturn, but we can hold on to a Fool. Maybe I take a standard pack. Maybe I'm at the point where I don't care about standard packs anymore. Yeah, probably. Let's go next. Boss says my spades are going to be debuffed. I need a 10. Okay, I still need a 10. So, here we go. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8. Alright, well, if I have the 2 blue seals, right, then I have to use the Fool for the Saturn card. I don't get to hold on to the Fool. I guess you could hold on to the Fool, but you would lose a Saturn card, and I don't think it's worth holding on to the Fool and trying to get a Hung Man. I really wish I had a crystal ball. That's another thing about the Jokerless challenge. It'll give you an appreciation for the crystal ball, if you didn't already appreciate it. Alright, so Justice? Yes. Alright, here's what I like to do with Justice if I am playing on the Jokerless challenge. You could use the glass cards to help you in the end game if you need help in the end game. What I like to do, I like to use the glass cards so that I can remove cards from my deck. What do I want to remove from my deck? Probably, I'm okay with keeping queens. Now that I have the boss reroll, I actually don't care about face cards. Maybe I could make a glass queen. Maybe I could make a glass, 8, 7, 6, 5. Maybe make a glass 5 or glass 6. Oh, well, anyway. Let's draw a straight first, and then we can figure it out later. So we have a straight. If I draw an ace, I get $3 because then I don't have to play the 9. If I draw another blue seal here potentially, I could play high card. I could draw another 9 potentially. I can play high card maybe one more time. No, 2 more times. Bummer. We do get the ace, so I don't have to play the 9. As far as glass cards, I want to make a glass queen. Queen because a queen is close enough to an 8 where I could do a queen high straight. And so it's within range. I can reach the queen. If I make a glass ace, then I might not be able to play the aces after I remove kings. So let's do a queen. And if we break a queen, it also doesn't matter. Okay. Celestial Pack, we get a Saturn card. And we could go Spectral. We could reroll for tarot cards first. We could make some lucky cards. Purple Seal is incredible. I have enough 8s to where I could do another purple. I could do purple 8. And then I can discard the 8. Go next. Boss gonna debuff my spades. That's okay. You know this 10, I can make it into a lucky card. How about that? So Queen Jack 10. I'm looking for a 9. If I'm looking for a 9, I throw away this 8. Okay. I have a purple seal that we can discard. Okay, 10 and 9, I'm okay making lucky cards. I do have the opportunity here. I could use death to copy the red seal. I could try to copy the polychrome card. We have that polychrome 10. I could save the death. I could copy the blue seal and just have a ton of 8s. How many more 8s do we want to have? Probably... We only have one ante left, so... Probably I'm okay with making another 8 here. Just one more. And then now I feel better about discarding him. Okay. I can do Saturn. I can do extra hand. I can do Arcana after re-rolling for tarot cards. We can get Justice and Magician. Those are both fine. Steel cards are now relevant, whereas before maybe they wouldn't have been. Boss says face cards face down. See? It's okay, we got the voucher, we can re-roll it. We can also just avoid the face cards completely. We could do the 10 through 6 straight. We have sufficiently set that up. Probably here then, if I have the glass queen, maybe I do a glass jack. Maybe I save the magician and make some lucky cards later. Maybe I make a steel. Could be a 10, could be a 7. We have enough 8s. Go next. Alright, so I could discard purple. Lovers we don't need. I have a straight. Now I'm just looking for another blue seal. Alright, we didn't get the blue seal. And I'm kind of okay with that. So 8 and 7, I can make lucky cards. Let's do a jack and a 7. Since I already have so many 8s. Alright, ship it. Okay. Celestial Pack for another Saturn card. Go one more. That's it. yeah, awkwardly enough, on this particular run, we obviously getting a ton of value from these blue seals, but we didn't get that much money generation, and so we aren't doing that much re-rolling in the shop. We aren't seeing that many tarot cards, actually. I could try to get a jack here. I could try to get a 7 here. Maybe it's easier for me to get the 7. Yeah. So I would like to play the 10. Yeah. I have this straight. All I gotta do is draw another 8. I have enough 8s. We could just draw one more 8. Or a 3 would also work. Bummer. This is going to affect my telescope. Alright, so I do have an 8. Let's make a glass 8, and then that way I don't feel bad if it breaks. Ship it. Excellent. Alright. Saturn. Telescope gives me Saturn. Where you have, when it's tied between straights and high card, it gives you the higher ranking one. Mega Arcana takes me down to 26. There we go, we got the Hermit. We could make a gold card, we could make some lucky cards. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I already have enough blue seals and gold cards to where if I make another gold card, it's going to be difficult to hold that many cards in hand, so I think just making the lucky cards makes sense. Maybe lucky 10 and 7. Follow up with the Hermit. That way if we get a Fool, we can copy a Hermit. I really want a Strength card. Strength so that I can turn my 10 into a Jack. Well, Death and then Strength. There's Death. There's Chariot. Let's go next. Boss says face cards face down. Okay, so one thing we could do, when it's really early in a run, I suggest using death cards to just copy whatever seals that you have. So copy gold seals, copy blue seals. Copying purple seals can be very powerful early on. Maybe at this point it's not really what we want to try to do. 9, 8, 7. I think what we're doing here is we are going for a 6. Okay. So the best way to get the 6 is discard this 8. If I do, maybe I discard the 5 as well. If I do discard the 8, do I want to use the Chariot here? I kind of want to use the Chariot combined with the Death card. Maybe. So maybe I don't care about this purple seal. Give me a 6. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7. Let's throw away the gold card. Okay, so still missing a 6. I can keep both 8s. That seems fine. All right, we do get the 6. So now, if I want, I could make a Zoolander with the Chariot. That seems useful. I don't know if I want to use Death to copy another blue seal. I think I want to use Death to make another 9. It seems like we're lacking in the 9s. I could hold on to the Death, and I wanted to use it on the Polychrome card, but we can get another Death card. All right, we don't need the steel. Let's go ahead and ship it. All right, now that we have lucky cards flowing, we do have a decent amount of money. And what's the boss going to be? Boss is going to be forces a card to be selected. If you are trying to play straights, maybe that's one of the stinkier ones. Yeah, when you are playing on the Jokerless challenge, some of the bosses are banned, right? Amber Acorn and Crimson Heart, these, if you don't have any jokers, these don't do anything. And so these are banned. So the only two bosses you can get, the Cerulean Bell, which some builds care about and not all builds care about. If you're playing flushes, you don't really care about this. And the Violet Vessel. That's the only other one. All right, we could do a little re-rolling. We could go back in time here. Yeah. Let's... Do I want a Chariot? Do I want a Magician? Yeah, I mean, those things are fine. Go one more. $7 for a reroll. Let's go next. All right, there we go, Violet Vessel. So I can make another Zoolander. Maybe it's worth holding the Chariot for that red seal. I'm making a red steel card. 10, 9, 8, 7. Let's find a Jack. We got the 6. So Jack 10, 9, 8, 7. I don't need the 6 anymore. I could try to draw gold. Maybe. Yeah, so let's make some lucky cards and then ship it. 300,000 there with the plus 20. That's with the plus 20. Without the plus 20, it's a little bit less. All right, so here's where you open the Celestial Pack, knowing that the Telescope gives us Saturn. We take Hermit second. That way, if we find a Fool card, we can copy the Hermit, or actually copying the Hung Man is better. Okay, Empress, nope. $7 for a reroll. Let's go Arcana now. So we have $28 still in bank. I can use Death. At this point, I can use Death to copy my Glass Jack. I could remove a king here. I could remove a queen. The advantage of using the Hung Man now is I don't have to see these cards in the next round. So I think that's going to be the move. Use the Hung Man. And if we have the Jacks, we don't need the 6s, right? Because we can do Jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, and then that's enough. Go next. All right, we got the Queen. We don't need the 8. So Queen, 8, 6, 5. I can keep these two 8s, no problem. I just need to get a 9. Now we only have 48 cards on the deck. That's it. Let's try to get a king or an 8. One more time, king or 8. Bummer. I can go one more. Bummer. Well, if I deactivate my Telescope, then I get less Saturn cards anyway, so I might as well use the Chariot here. Play the Glass cards. Like this. I guess I don't have to play the Glass Queen. We can save that one for the boss. Alright, level 48 straights. Celestial packs. Alright, so by not throwing away an extra hand, we do get the extra Saturn cards here. If you are playing straights, it's almost always worth it to do this. Go back in time, and then you have more time to build. But we already know that we win, so let's not waste everyone's time. Let's just go next. Alright. Discard. Find a 10. Don't need the 8. One more time. Give me a 10. Don't need the 8. All right, that's a straight. Unfortunately, it doesn't flame up. It doesn't light up. If we did go back in time, if we did get the more planet cards, we might be able to get there. This is at least 100,000. This would beat the Cerulean Bell. Oh well. All right, and that's not a very good example. Not a very good example as far as Jokerless challenge. We had a pretty easy run, pretty strong start getting the Saturn in the first shop, getting that scoring boost in the first shop, getting 2 Saturn cards in Ante 2, taking us to level 4 by the boss. That was a huge boon. We got the blue seal very early. Blue seal, of course, very powerful. So, do another one. Go next. All right, there is a coupon tag giving us free stuff in the next shop. The thing about the free stuff is not all the stuff is useful. And maybe it's worth it to just play another round and see another shop and have more options. So for example, if we got a free Mars card or if we got a free Temperance, you could buy them and then sell them for $1, but those don't really help my build. And maybe I would get the same amount of money if I just play an extra round and get an extra couple dollars of interest. I don't take Arcana packs when I have less than $10. I don't take Arcana packs when I have less than $20. I just go next. Something that we didn't really demonstrate in the previous run is the ability to hold on to tarot cards and use them to sort of get you out of a sticky situation. Use them in case of emergencies. Let's see if we can win with flushes. Not terribly easy to win with flushes because flushes don't score as many points as straights. Usually with flushes, what you're focused on is trying to play more hands. What are the different ways that we can enable us to play more hands, more flushes, if our flushes are not going to be worth as many points? Neptune and Mars again. Okay, so basically we struck out as far as the planet cards. If there was a Celestial pack, I would take a Celestial pack. I would open that Celestial pack looking for Jupiter, looking for Saturn. Those are ideal for the early game, for the start. If I don't get those, what am I doing instead? Arcana pack has a 1 in 7 chance of giving us a Hermit. That seems pretty low, but could be a big boost. In general, when I'm playing on the Jokerless challenge, this is really important, extra discard. That will allow me to beat the boss here with maybe 2.5 300-point hands. I can go for the diamonds flush. One more time, diamonds. Almost a straight flush. I think maybe not worth risking for the 7 of diamonds and the queen of diamonds. I think I'm just going to play the flush. I guess we would have had it. Bummer. Maybe with 3 7s we can get a pair. Any kind of pair. Yeah, maybe 3s and 7s. This doesn't win. This is not 300 points because of the debuff. But 2 pair here. About 100 points, maybe a little bit less. No problem. All right, so now we're at the point where in order to score 800 points, you need 2.5 hands, right? You need 2 300-point hands, and then maybe a 200-point hand. So now I'm really pressed to get the planet cards. I definitely open the small Celestial pack. The way that I do this is I open the small one first and then the big one second. And so you open the small one first, and then whichever hand that you pick, then when you open the jumbo pack, since you get to see 5 planets, you have a better chance of that second pack matching the first one. Whereas if I open the jumbo pack and I pick 1 planet card, then with only 3 options, I have less chance of matching. So we open the small one first. Jupiter or Saturn. If you were to ask me what's the higher win rate, what's the better success rate, it's the Saturn card. Unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately. So Saturn allows me to win the next round with 2 straights. With the extra discard from the first voucher, I can probably do that. I think it's worthwhile, at least in this early game, to take the jumbo pack here. Because there's a Mars card in a shop, the Mars card won't show up in the jumbo pack here, so we have a better chance of getting another Saturn. Just like we drew it up. So now I can actually one-shot here. My Saturn 90 times 10 with the extra chips becomes something like maybe 120 times 10, so 1200 points is also enough to one-shot the next round. All we got to do is get any straight. Any straight. Probably we keep the 4 because it's closer to being a 6. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Now I have the tough decision about what card I make into gold. So kind of in the blind, I think I prefer the middle-ish cards, right? So maybe gold 5 is an okay choice. Gold 10 is an okay choice. I would like to find a card that's even closer to the middle. Gold 8 is a good choice, actually maybe the best choice. What was the boss in the previous round? I forgot already. Do I want to make a gold 6? Was it spades that were debuffed? What about a gold 6? And then ship it? Yeah, for some reason gold 6 feels right. Okay, so now we have the same proposition as before. I could take a Celestial Pack. Currently I'm in a situation where I can win the next round in 1 straight. The boss takes 2 straights. The boss might make it really hard to get 2 straights. I could take the extra discard, that helps with the boss. I think I want this Celestial Pack. This is a 6, even if it has a Saturn, it's a $6 Saturn. Then I might not have enough money for the voucher. Let's go next. Oh. Maybe there's some consideration to do this. Juggle Tag, you get to skip and have the extra hand size. That really helps with this particular boss. But I think I will be fine. I do have the extra discard voucher. I'm about to get another one. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Is this enough chips? Probably, but you know, we can discard a little bit. All right, ship it. Yeah. Okay, so now we're up to 25 bucks. I can take a Hierophant, I can take a Magician. These are the types of things that will help me beat the boss in one hand. And an extra discard. Okay. Discard's super important. Can't pass the discard. Doesn't matter how much it costs. Great. Here, my only out is to draw a 10. Yeah, that seems fine. Now that I have the 9, 8, 7, I can throw away the... Let's do this. I need the 10. I could get a 6 instead. We get the 10. Okay. I can discard and try to find my gold card. Okay. Enhancements. Let's do Luckies on the low end. Those are the cards that I'm most likely to play the most often. And let's do Hierophant on the 10 and the Jack. Those are the cards which I will play early. Those are the cards which I will play now. And then I will stop playing later, possibly. Ship it. Okay, take another Magician for more money. I have more Celestial Packs. The next round, since I have two discard vouchers, I can actually get 2 straights in the next round. So maybe we don't take the Celestial Packs. I can play straight number 1. Maybe I make the lucky cards. And then I can win in one hand with a plus 20. I didn't know for sure I was going to hit the plus 20, so I didn't discard to find the gold card. Another thing we could have done is we could have played the low straight knowing that it doesn't win, and then discard to find another straight and then make the other cards lucky. I will take Saturn here. Let's keep saving our money for interest. We want to spend just enough money that we barely survive. And then that way we can max out our interest. And typically what I tell people is, you know, let's say you lose in ante 3, let's say you lose in ante 4, let's say you don't have enough points for ante 4. Well, the reason why you lose in ante 4 is because you messed up your economy in ante 1 and 2, right? You didn't make enough money in order to get enough resources to win later. You already lost earlier from mismanaging your money. Or at least that's what I tell people. So 9, 8, 7, 6. Let's throw away the 4 looking for a 5. 10 also works. This doesn't win. And then we get another one. We can get either a 9 or a king. I have discards. I can keep the gold card without much risk here. Maybe. Not a lot of risk. Yeah. Ship it. Yeah, emphasizing what I said in the previous run, it is really hard to make money on the Jokerless challenge. The Hungman is huge. This hone gives us better chance of finding foil, polychrome, holographic cards in standard packs. Holographic cards very important. Or not important, but useful. Holographic cards. I think maybe this voucher is not the kind that I want to lose interest over. And I think maybe these standard packs are not what I want to lose interest over. Let's just go next. I am prioritizing Arcana packs for the deck building potential. We are in somewhat of an awkward position of requiring 2 straights here. Let's go, how about Lucky 10, Lucky Queen? All right, any one of these hits plus 20 and then we win. If not, that's okay. We can draw a 5. In theory, we can draw a 5. Maybe. All right, I don't need the 6. Where's that 5? Okay, I actually have a straight flush instead of just a straight here. There's a slight incentive to play the straight instead of the straight flush in case we get a telescope. I do have to ask the question, what am I using my Hungman on? Since I have the gold 6, probably the low cards are worth keeping. Probably I want to remove aces and kings. So maybe I discard to find something else to use the Hungman on. I think I'm going to keep hanging out here. Save this for an Arcana pack. All right. Okay, Fool can copy the Magician. Fool can also copy the Hungman. Maybe Fool copying a Saturn card would be pretty good. Let's... How are we doing on points? Go Celestial pack. So, Mercury, Venus, this stuff doesn't matter. Maybe we take an Earth card. Go Arcana. Hermit gives me 20. So, I could just use the Fool for the Hungman twice. I could use the Fool to copy Hermit, and then that possibly allows me to reroll for more planets. I think I really want planets. I think I really want... remove the 3s, or remove the kings. Boss gonna debuff my spades. How about let's remove the kings. Take the 20 bucks. Use the Fool for another 20 bucks. That's fine. Got a nice amount of money. We should do some re-rolling here. Earth, Tower, Saturn. Go one more. Emperor. Okay, and I have Justice. So if I have Justice, I will save my money because of the increasing reroll cost. I prefer to reroll when there are booster packs. Let's go next. Boss going to debuff my spades. I could win in just one straight because I have Justice to make a glass card. Here I'm looking for either a 5 or a 9. There's the 5. This, I can make it into a winning hand. I can try to get a 9 because the 9 will allow me to play more lucky cards. Alright, let's make a glass 4. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Ship it. Alright. Pause. If we play a glass card, if we get the ×2, we get 6,000 points, a little bit less than 6,000 points. If we don't have a glass card, then our straight is worth maybe 2,800, a little bit less than 3,000. So the next round is going to be quite a few straights. Maybe. Standard packs, I'm looking for holographic. Purple seal is useful. Blue seal would also be good. I don't need to take any naked cards. Do a little re-rolling. Okay, so Saturn helps. That brings our straight closer to maybe now the 4,000 range. Maybe like 3,500. So I think we can win the next round with a glass card. Devil for another gold card. One more reroll takes me down to $24. I think we're fine in the next round. It's not easy, but we do live here. I'm going to try to get a jack or a 7. We get the 7. So I can play this straight. This straight, which I know doesn't win. So I don't need to use the devil right away. I can win with one more straight. So let's try to get... maybe we could get a 5. We actually have extra 5s. If I get the 5, I don't need the 4. Alright. Now I'm looking for... We have the jack. Okay. Okay, what do we want to make into gold? I don't really want a gold king, but I do want to use the devil. Alright, ship it. Alright, with steel, that's 6,000 points. So without steel, like I said, 4,000 points. Okay, justice and also chariot. Okay. These we buy. Standard pack is a jumbo. We get a blue seal and it's holographic. Now we got the blue seal. It took us 11 rounds, but we did it. Boss gonna debuff my spades, that's okay. With steel plus glass, we can beat the boss in one hand. Arcana, we can reroll first. All right. I could do something slightly greedy here, which is use the chariot and then copy it with death. So here's the thing. If I've got a 6, let's say blue seal 6, and I know I have an extra steel 5, maybe I want another 7, maybe I want another 8 or 9. Maybe. So maybe this 9 I turn into steel. Turn the 2 into a 9, turn an ace into a 9. Yeah, maybe the ace. You could make 2 glass cards, but I want to hold on to the justice to make sure I for sure have a glass card here, if I need it. Alright. Throw away the queens. Don't need the 10. Okay, so king, queen, jack, 10, 9. That's a straight. I can do the ace high straight. And here it makes sense to make a glass ace. Okay, I could dig for the blue seal. I could just ship it. I could dig for a king also. Let's ship it. All right. Okay, so without the steel card, we get about 10,000 there. The next round, we do need 11,000. We can go back in time. Okay. I definitely take Saturn here. Celestial pack gives me Saturn. Jumbo standard pack. I don't need a steel 5, so we can skip. Now we just want to maximize the blue seal value. I think I'm going to go back in time. I probably shouldn't have bought the standard pack if I plan on going back in time. The advantage of going back in time is now I know for sure I can win the small blind in one hand. The big blind I can probably win in one hand also. The boss here, on the Jokerless challenge, this is one of the hardest bosses. This boss doesn't matter as much early on. If your base chips and molt are halved, you can still get chips and molt from, let's say, a few bonus cards or a few molt cards with an Empress, holographic card, foil cards. But this late in the run, all of our points are base, chips, and molt. So, could be a little bit tricky. Go next. Discard a 5. Don't need the glass card. We could use the Hermit, and the Hermit gives us $2 extra of interest, potentially. 7654. Okay, 987654. Try to get that blue seal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want to try to break the glass card? Or do I just want to play the lucky cards for money? I think I need the glass card for the boss. Claim. I need the glass card for the boss. If the boss makes my base chips and molt halved, I score 1/4 the amount of points. I get only 3,000 points for a straight. Maybe. We do pick up more Saturn cards here. I have Death to copy the blue seal. I do have a blue seal. I don't have a telescope, but I still value those celestial packs because of how powerful the Saturn cards are. I don't need a gold 4. Would have, if I saw the gold 4 and ante 1, I would take a gold 4 and ante 1. But this late, it's all about the blue seal. Let's go next. Okay, so I want to draw a 7 or a 2. I have the 7. I have the straight which we know one-shots. Okay. So 87654. I could try to draw the blue seal here. I'm just gonna ship it. Drawing only 3 cards at a time. Maybe don't have super great chance of getting the blue seal. Mega standard pack. Foil 7 I don't need. If we are playing straights, we got plus 30 chips per hand. I don't need the foil. Could take a red seal 5. Red seal could be a red steel 5. Could be a red glass 5 later. Maybe I do want the foil. Maybe the foil helps with this particular boss if this particular boss is going to be stinky. I do have an extra 6. I have an extra 5. Maybe this is the situation where we want an extra 7. Yeah, and it's gold. All right. Empress helps against this boss. Chariot and Hierophant help. Okay. So I also have Fool for a Saturn, or we can hang him. I think we hang him for sure. So I think it's going to be queen and jack. We hang them. I could use the empress here, since I know there's a chariot in the shop. Alright, so empress here. Delete the face cards. Take the chariot and go next. Okay. I do have a steal card. That helps. Here's a straight, which... This is a lie. The flames. It might not win. Yeah. Okay, sure. We can make a Zoolander. We can copy it with death. And then, is that going to be enough? With the holographic, it's probably fine. Let's see if we can get some more enhanced cards first. I could get a gold 6 here. Yeah, I think if I have the extra steel card, then it's fine. The 3, no, 5. I want to make another 6, but I'm not sure if I want to get rid of a 5. It's probably fine. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Chip it. Just like we drew it up. Alright. Take a devil. We can make a gold card. I don't know what I would want to make gold. Hierophant maybe doesn't matter anymore. Boss says play only one hand. Skip here for 40 bucks is worse than just having a shop. Jumbo Celestial Pack. No Saturn card. I am going to skip then. Go Arcana. Death. So I could get an extra 5 or an extra 8. I could make a gold 8. Yes. Alright, go next. I do want the overstock, but I want to buy the booster packs first. Here we know this straight wins. So we just look for the blue seal. I'm willing to throw away the gold card to have a better chance of getting the blue seal. Maybe we smash the ace while we have the chance. Nice. I could get a lot of money here from the gold cards. I could discard for that blue seal. I could... Alright, I have 2 blue seals. Let's chip it. Alright. Play the 6, 5, 4. Smash the 4. Yes. Okay, get a Saturn card. I could go Celestial Pack. I do want Overstock. Get another Saturn card. Am I willing to open an Arcana pack at the cost of interest? Sure. Fool for another Saturn, or I can use Death to make another gold card. It would be a gold 7. I think I'm just going to take the Saturn card. I could make another glass card, but it's expensive. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Jack 10, 9, 8, 7. That's it. Go fish. Keep the 6, right? Oh, we got the 1 blue seal. I have the 7. I don't need this 9. I don't need this 7. I could just get the money here. I get the 5. So I could make a glass 10. I could make a glass. Yeah, how do I feel about a glass 10? If I lose the 10, I still have 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s. Maybe it's okay to lose a 10. Alright, let's smash. Yeah, something that's like kind of interesting about this run compared to the previous run. Previous run, of course, we had plenty of blue seal value. We were very strong scoring-wise. This run, we have access to more money. We have access to more resources. Overstock allows us to see more cards per shop. We have more discards. So we can get better deck building compared to the previous run. That's what I love about this challenge. Alright, the 10 did break, by the way. Let's go discard. We have a 6. I'm looking for a 4 or a 9. There's a 4. Alright, 87654. Ship it. Temperance doesn't do anything. I have 2 Celestial Packs. Extra hand is great. Go next. Boss says face down cards. That's okay. We can discard purple. Yeah, just discard here. Don't need the 2s. I could probably discard a little bit more aggressive than I have been. I'm just not in the mood to think too hard about it. So we have the 2 blue seals. It's probably worth it to try to get the blue seal. We do have an extra hand. We could try to make it happen. Okay. Alright, that cost me a few dollary dues to play the extra hands, but I do get the gold card, so maybe worth it. I need more Hungman. Okay, Hermit's great. Justice is okay. Could take a standard pack here. Looking for seals. I don't need the enhanced jack. Before we open the Spectre pack, let's reroll for tarot cards. We can take a death card. So now I'm in the mood to make 2 glass cards. We could take Immolate here. Alright, light them up. So I can make a gold seal 7. Alright. Now we've entered a new phase. Now I have the vouchers. I have 2 extra discards. I have an extra hand. I have only 43 cards in my deck. Okay. What do I want to make into glass? I do want to use death now on the blue seal. We lost one, so we got to copy one. I probably make a glass 10. Okay. Discard. Discard. There's my 6. Let's see, I have 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm looking for another 6. I'm going to throw away the lucky 10. I'm looking for another 6 or jack. Alright, there's a jack. So, could make a glass 10. I could make a glass jack. Maybe. Maybe I make a glass 10. Maybe I use death on the queen. Maybe I discard this 9 and try to get a gold card. Yeah, bummer. Ship it. All right. We could take a Celestial pack. standard pack, I would take another blue seal. I could take a chariot. I can take justice for more glass. $7. If I reroll here, I would have to replace. That's fine. Go one more. Priestess. No, let's go next. Okay. I have some face down cards. That's okay. Yeah, let's play them face up. That way we get more information about what's in our deck. I have 6, 5, 4, 3. I want my blue seals. So let's play the face down cards. Okay. I have a blue seal 6. I can play these 6s. I can probably throw away an 8. Great. All right, now we have 7, 6, 5, 4. I need a 3 or an 8. 3 or an 8. 20 cards left in the deck. I have 1 more 4, 1 more 5. I have 1 6. I have 1 7. All right. Because we have the face down cards, I do have to be slightly careful. But only slightly careful. Okay, do I want a glass 8? Sure, why not? Do I want a steel 7? Sure. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Ship it. If you were concerned about scoring enough points, if you were concerned about the glass cards, you could discard the glass card there to save it for the final boss in case we encounter the Violet Vessel. We could go back in time again. Yeah, I mean, that's the correct thing to do. Gives us more time to grow. I could make some lucky cards, I guess. I forgot to put the gold seal on something. Yeah, gold seal 7 here. I want to use death on the 6. We could get rid of a 3. Great. So I'm doing 9 through 5. 9 through 5. That's what we're going for. Let's go next. Do we save the glass card? Do we smash the glass card? All right. I have the blue seals. Okay, so I have 5, 6. I'm looking for a 7. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. And 9, 8, 7, 6. I could try to get the blue seal. I'll just ship it for the money. All right, Saturn, Emperor, Celestial Pack. Probably shouldn't have opened the Celestial Pack. Now we're gonna lose a little bit of interest, maybe. Maybe not. Take a Hermit. And go one more. Fool for a Hermit is okay. Could take a Priestess. Maybe I don't use the Priestess right away. Maybe I use Justice to make a glass card. I probably don't care about the Magician anymore. Yeah, go next. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6. I can discard the 5. I have 35 cards in the deck. I have 2 blue seals, so I guess this is fine. Do I want to play the glass card or do I want to play the lucky card for the money? Let's play the lucky card, I guess. I have a 6. I am okay smashing the 10. I could discard the 10. There we go. We get the 6. I can make a glass 5. Though it would feel bad to lose a 5. Let's make a glass 5. And then discard it. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. Alright, we can almost beat the Violet Vessel without any glass cards. If the Violet Vessel ends up being the boss. Celestial Pack here, probably we reroll first. Right? Because then whatever planet cards won't be repeated. Could take a Priestess. Could take a Chariot. I have enough steel cards, I probably don't care about the Chariot anymore. But okay. Go Arcana. We get the Hung Man. So probably the 2 and the Queen, we can hang them. And then maybe I can save the Chariot. 2 and Queen, hang them. Go back in time. Alright. So, discard purple, discard 9. Magician. Make a steel 8. I can discard the steel cards. I can find a 7. Yeah. Okay, I can make 2 more lucky cards. Alright, ship it. Alright, now we're cooking for sure. Level 32 straights. Okay, Celestial Pack. Saturn. Discounted rerolls, I will take that, but maybe not right this second. Let's go next. Boss has no repeat hand types. Bummer. I have more 9s and 8s. I don't need these 9s and 8s. Okay. Tower we don't need. I have more 7s. I have more 6s. Discard the 6 and the 7. Okay. I have 7, 6, 5, 4. I have 23 cards in the deck. I have 1 more 4, 1 more 5, 2 more 7s. So I could just draw the perfect hand. I'm going to be lazy about it. Let's go discard the 8. Okay. Try one more time for the blue seal. All right. Something like this. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. Yeah. Could have got the double blue seal. Once we're at the point where we have 41 cards in our deck, we get to touch all of our cards every round if we want. It does require us to pay a little bit of attention as far as like what's in our deck and what's left in our deck. Or sorry, what we've drawn and what we have left over. I do want the discounted rerolls. I can take this booster pack and buy. We can light them up again. Great. 36 cards. Okay. I can use strength. I can use strength to turn 4s into 5s. If that's something that you care about. Go next. Alright, so now we really get to, like I said, we get to touch them all. Yeah, maybe discard the 5. I want to turn 1 4 into a 5. I want to, if I am going to play a 7, I want it to be this 7. Right? I have more 8s. Okay, so 8, 7, 6. I could turn a 4 into a 5. I could turn 1 4 into a 5. I don't need this extra 6. Two 4s become 2 5s. 8, 7, 6, 5s. And then I've got 9s and 4s in the deck. Maybe I'll just do 1. I could have done that better. Alright, get out of here. Get out of my face. Celestial pack, we can get Saturn. Arcana, we can hang them. 2 and probably an 8. I have extra 8s. Maybe I don't need this lucky 8. Let's just hang them. Maybe I don't need that many 6s. 7 6s. Oh well, go next. Boss says no repeat hand types. Alright. Okay, I'm just looking for a 9 or a 4. Right? Emperor? Sure. I guess I don't need the devil here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ship it. Get me out of here. Okay. Celestial again. This is really great. I love Tarot Merchant. Replacing some of those planet cards with the more important tarot cards. I have glass 10, glass 8, glass 5. Let's find some more glass. So I can use Fool for Saturn. I could use Fool for Hermit. I could use Fool for Justice. Let's get Justice. I could use Fool for a Hung Man. That's actually pretty exciting. So Jacks and 3s, we can hang them. Do I want to use the Fool here? Now, we already have low enough cards in our deck. Could be lower, but we have low enough. Yeah, I can make this 6 into a steel card. We got a nice amount of money, so we don't really need the lucky cards anymore. Nah. Let's just get Justice. Maybe. We're gonna hang him again. Go next. Okay, so 4 and 3 we can hang him. Right? The 6s. And I'm gonna discard the 5. I'm gonna discard the 9. Alright. 5 we can discard. 7, discard the 8. Magician. Alright. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm going to hold on to the Fool for a Justice card, so I actually don't need 2 blue seals. I just need 1. Get a Saturn card. Alright, before we open these Celestial packs, you should reroll first. Right, so here's an Earth card. I can go Celestial pack. Is not going to contain an Earth card. But I guess it doesn't have a Saturn either. I could use Death. I could use the Fool to copy a glass card. Let's do that, and then we just need Strength. So I can make another glass 8. I can make another glass 5. Let's make another glass 8. And another glass 5. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. All right, so discard 6s and 7s and 8. Okay, discard 6s and ace and king. There's a glass 8. I could use fool for death. I could hold fool for, like I said, a justice card maybe. Maybe I copy the 5. All right, definitely I discard these 2 8s. Definitely I discard the 9s. I have other 9s in the deck that I can draw. Don't need this purple. Let's keep the fool. Hermit? Sure. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And that's it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Dip it. Man, I really wish I had Crystal Ball. Not just so that you get more blue seal value, but also so that you just hold on to more tarot cards at one time. All right, we got $100 here. We can check the standard pack for a glass card. We can get strength. Chariot doesn't do what I want. Where's my strength? There it is. Let's go Arcana now. So we want strength on the glass 8, which is not here. I guess we can make a steel card if you want. We can make a steel 7. We can still technically find justice. Then we don't actually need to use our strength. That's it. All right. All tarot cards. Go one more. That's it. So, all right. 10 through 6. Okay. So we've got 9s, we've got 7s, we've got 6s. Okay. I've got 8s, I've got 9s, I've got 7s. Okay. So there's an 8. I have one more 8. It's a glass 8, so I don't need this 8. I don't need the 5. I just play a 6. Okay. I can make a glass 9. It doesn't have to be this 9. It could be the other 9 that I turn into glass. I do have the purple seal here, so maybe I use justice here. All right. I've got 6s. I've got 7s. I've got 8s. There's a hermit. I guess justice first. All right. So this 9 I don't need. There's only 2 cards left in the deck. So we can play the 9. We can make a glass 6. We don't need the king. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I guess that's fine. Ship it. $8 million, I guess. All right. Well, yeah. Once again, here demonstrating. I think the second run is very, very good lesson in kind of how to navigate the early game. So the early game that we got on the first one was way too easy getting way too many Saturn cards early. This, we actually did have a struggle scoring points. We did reach a point where we needed multiple straights per round, and that was a little bit spooky, and maybe that's more typical of what you see in the Jokerless challenge. And so how did we overcome that? How did we navigate that? One way we could do that is with enhanced cards, using tarot cards to make enhanced cards. That's not what we did because we took the vouchers. We spent money on the vouchers. I said having that extra discard, having the extra hand, those were the types of things that are worth spending your money on. Even if it costs you interest, having that extra discard allows you to play multiple straights. So if it allows you to play a second straight, that is essentially the same as having ×2 score. You can score twice as many hands. instead of just one straight. And then later on, when you do get, let's say, blue seals or gold cards or purple seals, those extra discards are going to give you extra value. You're going to be able to find your blue seals more consistently and able to grow your hands way faster. We got the blue seal later in this run, but we still got the blue seal. And so I do want to emphasize, when you open that standard pack, the standard pack has a 1 in 7 chance, roughly 1 in 7 chance of giving you, no, it's not exactly 1 in 7 chance, but it has roughly the same probability of getting a blue seal from a standard pack compared to getting a hermit card in an arcana pack. That's what I'm trying to say. Blue seals, as powerful as they are very common. And so plan on getting them and plan on working around them. If you just want to beat the Jokerless Challenge for the first time ever and you want to have an easier time of doing the Jokerless Challenge, you could restart until you find a blue seal early, blue seal in ante 2, blue seal in ante 1. You can, let's say, in an ante 1 standard pack, restart until you get an ante 1 standard pack and try to get a blue seal that way. It'll take a couple tries, but once you have that, that does set you up, basically. You do, once you have that start, you do have to play somewhat efficiently in order to get the most value that you can from the blue seal without playing too greedy to where you just hold on to it when you shouldn't and then you die. I want to see if we can get a run where we win with something that's not straights. I do hear a lot of new-ish players saying that flush is the only way to go, the only way to beat the Jokerless Challenge because of how consistent it is to play flushes. Straights are not inconsistent. At least being able to draw straights. Here, I'm going to drop the 2 of spades. I'm going to drop the 3 of spades. Let's get some better spades in here. One more time. All right, there's 300 points. All right, we did straights. We know we can win with straights. What happens if we take Jupiter? Can we win with flushes? Let's find out. Go next. So here I can win with 1 flush. Maybe a hearts flush. The boss takes 2 hands, even with the leveled up flush. We can take a Jupiter card. Overstock is generally very powerful. Maybe, I think the most powerful thing that Overstock allows you to do is find more Jokers in a normal run. I think on the Jokerless Challenge, maybe Overstock is less important. So the main thing that you're looking for on the Jokerless Challenge, you're looking for tarot cards, you're looking for planet cards. You can find those in booster packs. You don't necessarily have a lot of money for re-rolling anyway. And so maybe you don't get as much value from the Overstock anyway. I think if I got the Overstock later, I would take it, but I don't think it's worth losing interest over. I don't think it's worth losing kind of this early game tempo, let's say. Since we got the additional Jupiter card, I don't need the Empress. I can win the next round in 1 hand. We can get a diamonds flush. Maybe. Go next. Alright, so one obvious advantage of playing flushes rather than straights, it is easier to draw flushes. Straight up, it is easier. I will take a magician because it gives me money. I will not take a Hierophant here so I can save my money for interest. Let's go next. Boss is going to debuff my diamonds. Okay. So it could be worthwhile to maybe make diamond flushes. If the boss is going to debuff my diamonds here, then I know that the boss is not going to debuff my diamonds in the future. Here I can try to get 1 more heart. I could try to go for clubs. There's a lot more clubs in the deck. Go for the clubs. 1 more time. Bummer. Nah, stinky. That cost me $2. Let's go 6 and 5. We can make lucky cards and then ship it. Okay, there's another Jupiter card. Well, there is that star card. So I might be interested in making those diamond flushes. Actually, the thing that I'm most interested in doing, let's try to do this. Let's try to set up the flush house. Just like we drew it up. Alright, so here's the thing about playing flushes on the Jokerless challenge. It's not that you can't win with flushes. It's just that the Saturn or the Jupiter cards do way less than the Saturn cards do. And so it requires you to play more flushes per round. And flushes are generally going to be easier to play than flushes. You can play more flushes than straights, but you can't necessarily play 3 times as many flushes compared to straights, 4 times as many flushes compared to straights. You can't play all flushes. Sometimes there is some waste. Sometimes there is some discarding to find additional flushes. You just don't get very many points for a flush. And so often what I try to do, especially on the Jokerless challenge where you have access to the extra tarot cards for the extra deck building capabilities, I do flush houses. Maybe flush houses are very difficult to get online in, let's say, a normal gold stake run where you have access to less resources, like less deck building resources. But on the Jokerless challenge with all the extra tarot cards, absolutely. So we want to unlock the flush house as early as possible so we can start leveling up as early as possible. Taking an early suit changer, any early suit changer from the shop, allows you to turn any full house into a flush house. And that can also help you in kind of a difficult boss situation where I don't have any leveled up hands, I don't have any way of scoring points. I can make a flush house and get a free pass on that one round. Alright, so let's go Emperor, Chariot, and Magician. Yeah, let's go Spectral Pack looking for seals. I could go Cryptid here. So maybe I want to make more 10s of diamonds. And we get to choose between steel 10s or lucky 10s. Long term, no. This early on, I'd rather have the lucky 10s. I'd rather have the money. So let's go, how about 10 and 9 I can make lucky? Or maybe that's wasteful. Maybe I should just go steel here and then save the magician. Yeah, maybe. Make a bunch of steel 10s. Okay, devil's good too. I did consider buying the devil before going into the spectral pack there. Maybe you don't use the emperor right away. Maybe you take the 2 of them and you open the spectral pack. Then we could have had gold kings instead of steel kings, and that would have been actually way better. Oh well. Right, here I am trying to not play the diamonds. I can play a hearts flush, which at level 4 is not 1600. And then now we can go for the diamonds flush. Okay. Yeah, one more time. Alright, so how about a 6 I can make lucky? I can make either a 7 or a 4 lucky. I'll go with the 4 because I can turn a 4 into a 6. I can play all these. I can make a gold jack or a gold ace. I guess a gold jack. That mostly doesn't matter. Right. The bosses don't repeat. So now that we have the diamonds debuff boss, we don't have to worry about that for the future. We can take a series card. We can take Justice. I like going Arcana pack first in case we get an Emperor. Get a Hung Man, or I can use Death to copy my Steel 10. Generally speaking, I'm going to hang him. Then go Spectral Pack. Alright, Cryptid if I want to make more 10s, or we can light them up. 47 cards in the deck. We have 4 10s and then 2 6s. We don't need to play the flush house yet. We can just play 2 flushes. We get money so we can do Overstock. We don't need Saturn, we don't need World. Let's just go next. Alright. Okay. Where's the diamonds? There's some diamonds. Here, if we go... I'm going to go Glass Ace with the intention of breaking it. Let's go Smash. Okay. Steel plus glass is enough to win the next round. There is a Jupiter card. So the last card that we used was Justice. So if I get a Fool, I can use Fool to copy Jupiter instead of Justice. 2 Arcana packs take me down to 31 bucks, so we could go one more. The Strength card is good. Hierophant is good if we're playing flushes. Strength if I want to turn a 9 into a 10, a 5 into a 6. I can turn 2 9s into 10s and then get a star later. That seems productive. And then we can go Priestess for a series card. I'm not going to use Mars yet. I'm going to hold on to that one so it doesn't spawn in the shop anymore. I can take Hermit here and try to get a star. Maybe Hierophant, like I said, could be useful for our flushes, at least in the short term. We only have 47 cards in the deck. We are rapidly getting to the place where we can get the flush house every time. I could make a steel card. That's it, go next. Alright, diamonds, I know the glass card wins. So I can kind of just make anything into bonus cards. Let's do this. Let's go Steel 8 because it has a chance of becoming a 10. If I get enough strength, I can go bonus 2 and bonus Jack. Those don't matter. Those are just throwaways, hoping that the glass card breaks. Bummer. Yeah, compared to the previous round, we score way more points there. 3,000 more points. Almost twice as much points there because we have the bonus cards, the extra chips. Really want to emphasize how important it is, the enhanced cards. If you are playing flushes, the benefit of playing flushes is you can smash together any 5 cards of the same suit. And so enhance all of them. Get the extra molt from the bonus card, or sorry, extra molt from the Empress. So a +4 molt is actually pretty decent. That's 30% more. Plus 30 chips from the Hierophant. That's pretty useful as well. The last card that I used, if we go tarot cards, the last card I used was Series. I could take a Mars card here, but I'm going to skip it in case we get a Fool to copy that Series. Standard pack. Looking for blue seals. Maybe we could consider a purple seal. Okay, -1 hand size. Let's just find the flush. Alright. The bonus card, or sorry, the molt card, lucky card, was not enough. Okay. This... I want one more diamond here. Great. Chip it. Nice. Just like we drew it up. If we played the steel card, it still would have won. Because we had the bonus card, we had the extra chips. Would have lost if we didn't have the extra chips. We get a hung man here, we get seed money, we get death. I am going to take seed money, but I do want to buy all the booster packs. So I could use death to make another purple seal. I could use death to make more diamonds to set up my flush houses. This early, I think I just go purple. I could use lovers here to make a wild 6. That helps with the flush houses. Maybe I should have made the 5 wild before I copied it. Boss gonna debuff my spades. That's okay. All right. Jumbo standard or go next? I think I'm okay to go next. Alright, so with the glass card in hand, we are pretty comfortable scoring-wise. I could use death to copy the glass card. I could use death to copy the steel card. Maybe. Yeah, copy a steel 10. And then ship it. Glass card breaks. Without the glass card, that hand scores 8,000 points. Okay, we could take a chariot. We can go Arcana. Gives me death. Death, I can make another steel 10. I can make a steel 8. Let's go steel 10. I could use chariot here on the 10. And then go another steel 10. 45 cards on the deck. Let's go spectral pack. All right, finally we get the blue seal. We can make a Zoolander and go next. So now we are at a pivotal moment. I will use the Fool for death. I will play the flush, which I know doesn't win. Actually, not even close. All right, so basically now it's flush house time, right? Keep the 10s. I have the flush house. I am trying to draw the blue seal. The flush house is quite a bit leveled up. Go one more time. I can ship it. I can use death to copy the blue seal. I could save the death card. I think what we do is we save the death card for the next round, and that way if I don't draw the flush house, I can use the death in case of emergency. Go ahead and ship it. That's it. So, you know, here we reach the point where if you were trying to play flushes, you run out of gas. You actually just die. But because we unlock the flush house, we get to live. Fool here is great. Arcana looking for money. Take a hermit. So I can use death to copy this 10 now. Or I think I'm just going to use death and fool in the next round. Go next. All right. So we want diamonds, probably. Yeah. I probably should have saved my discards for my purple seals. That's okay. Okay, I got a 6. So probably what we do is I'm gonna make another 6 just so that I have them for my flush house. Okay. I want to make another 6. I could go flush 5, but we're gonna do flush house. Make another 6. Use the fool. Make another 10. Now we got a blue seal. And now we can ship it. And that's it. And by that's it, I mean that's it, that's it. Series. All right. Skip ahead 30 minutes. Let's go Overstock. Let's go Arcana. Pool gives me another series. I could make a glass card. I could make a gold card. I am okay with series. That's fine. Let's make a glass 10. I don't really need a glass 10. Maybe it breaks. Maybe what we do is we go gold 10. Give me the money. And we have seed money, so we're trying to save up. Boss says no discards. This might be the hardest boss that we have. No discards. We might have trouble finding the flush house. Could be. Currently the flush house is I need 6 of diamonds. So I'm going to discard 10s to give me a better chance of getting those 6s. I have 6s and 10s. I can go try to get one more 10 of diamonds or one more 6. I need to start saving my discards for purple seals. What's the point of copying the purple seals if I'm not going to get them? Okay. Overstock now. Save money. Let's save money for interest. Let's go next. I want 6s. I have 3 6s in the deck. I could throw away 1 10. Okay, we have the flush house. We try to get the blue seal. Actually, we just try to get another 10. I can play 2 10s and these 6s. How many more 10s do I have? I have 3 more 10s. I have... That's it. 3 more 10s out of 16 cards. It cost me $1. It's only $1. Ship it. Lucky cards. I mean, we can. It doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. Okay. Death, Emperor. Emperor first. Hierophant we don't need. Star is pretty good. Death means the boss can't defeat us. Undefeatable. Alright, 3 planet cards in the shop, so the Celestial packs won't have those 3. We can take a series card. We don't need Jupiter cards anymore. Mega Celestial pack. Take series. And Star and Death are perfect. We don't need to reroll for different tarot cards. We can just go next. I want to turn the 5s into diamonds if possible. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. I don't need the 6. Okay, 5s into diamonds. I don't need this 2. I can play 2 10s and 3 5s. Dip it. Now, all I gotta do is get strength. Strength for those 5s. Alright. Series again. Hungman. Boss reroll. I guess I didn't have to buy it now. Alright. Arcana. I can make a glass 5. I probably want to use Justice on my purple seals. Boss has no repeat hand types. That's okay. Glass 5. 7 and 8. We can hang them. Priestess maybe gives me series. If it doesn't, we could try a standard pack. Gold seal 5. Nope. Alright, go next. Alright. Discard a 5. Empress, we probably don't need. Let's save a discard. Throw away this 10. I have a 5. I have 3 more 5s of diamonds. So let's go for another 5 here. I have a 5. Probably we don't discard that 5. 10s and 5s. Draw one more 10. Bummer. Alright, get rid of the priestess, or sorry, empress, and ship it. Alright. Emperor. Star, nice. So I can use star on a 10. I could use it on the 6 and the 4. So we have the option between, we can make a glass card for more points. We can use strength for more consistency. And this is kind of an important note here about the flush house. Because it scores so many points, you don't actually need the enhancements. You don't need the glass card. We just want the additional consistency. Turn a 9 into a 10, turn a 5 into a 6. Hermit gives me 20 bucks, or we can get a death card. Make another 10. I'm going to take more money because now that we have a nice amount of money, we do also have the overstock, so we can get death just like that. We get justice. Go next. Yeah, so now how about this 5 is glass, and then we copy it with death. Now we have some glass 5s that we can save for later. Nice. I could use lovers. I don't feel like it. Don't sue me. Alright. Let's discard purple. Didn't get the blue seal, so I guess we try to get the blue seal. One blue seal. Probably not worth it to dig for another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. Yeah, maybe turning the 1-5 into a 6 was a mistake. I was thinking, okay, we make more 6s and then we can copy this 6, but I ended up copying the 5 instead. Those 5s can become 6s later. Maybe. There's another blue seal. This is a blue seal 10. It's not a 10 of diamonds. So I'm kind of incentivized not to take it here. I think we have enough in the blue seal department. We can always get more blue seals by using death. There's another strength card. Alright. Hermit. I could use strength on this 5. I could save the strength for the next round. I think I'm going to save my strength. Let's go steel 10. Take the money. We can make another glass card. Go next. So I would like to turn 5s into 6s. That's my move. Let's throw away the 6s. Okay. Let's throw away the 10s. I have a 5. I have 2 5s. I can discard 1 for a tarot card. I have star for the 6. Cool. Glass 6. Ship it. One thing that's nice about the flush house, it's much easier to make the blue seals work. If I get death and I make a bunch of copies of the blue seal, I get a bunch more 10s of diamonds, as opposed to when we were playing straights, we had way too many 8s. Extra hand size for extra blue seals. Extra strength. Standard pack. Holographic jack we don't need. Hungman is great. Generally, we prioritize card removal over everything else. I can use Fool for another Hungman and go next. Boss is the Serpent. Serpent can be kind of awkward, making it harder for you to get your 5-card hands if you're only redrawing 3 at a time. Alright, we can hang them. I think I am still trying to use strength on 5s. I think the glass 6s we discard. 2 5s, use my strength, and then discard. Hungman for the 4s. Okay, I can discard this 6 because I know I have plenty more 6s. I could discard this 10. Cool. I can try to get the blue seal. Now, let's see here. There's 13 cards in the deck. Yeah, we could just get it. So throw away these 10s. Play the flush. Okay. 2 6s, and then I play... No, I need that many 6s. Alright. Give me the blue seal. 1 2 3 4 5. Ship it. Okay, I can take Justice to make more glass. I can go Arcana. Emperor. Death. I have 10 6s. I have 11 10s. Let's make this 6 into glass. Then I can copy it with Death. We got all these glass 6s. Maybe it's worthwhile to make glass 10s. Start making glass 10s. Purple King. Could take a red seal 6 and then make that into glass. It's already a 6 of diamonds. Alright. Play high card. Save my discards for purple seals. I can play the king and throw away 1 glass card. I can discard purple. I can discard basically all of the glass 6s because I know I have other 6s in the deck. Okay. Fool for Priestess. That feels bad, man. Alright. I could hold on to the Fool, save it for a death card. Especially if we have overstock. Fine. So Fool for series. I guess I use Fool for death. I guess I take a peek inside of the standard packs. Don't need a naked 10. Don't need a lucky king. Don't need another blue seal. Let's just go next. We have 90 bucks here, but I already have the 2 best tarot cards. So play a king. Play a 4. Play a king. Maybe I'm supposed to play the lucky cards. All right, and then now, let's make more 6s. So, I don't know, this 8 I can turn into a 6. This 7 I can turn into a 6. Discard 2 at a time. So 5 and 6. Two 6s. Don't need the Hierophant. Discard purple again. Alright, 6. And we play the 10s. Maybe at this point I'm supposed to play the glass ones. Maybe I don't care if they break. Alright. More glass, cheaper rerolls. 2 spectral packs, that's kind of fun. Best thing about the spectral packs gives us the opportunity to use our tarot cards. This boss, Violet Vessel. Alright, I have Death, I have Justice. I said I might be interested in making glass 10s now. Since we already got all those glass 6s, don't need Sigil here. We could do a little bit more re-rolling. Series level 27. I've got Justice. Maybe we hang him. Strength no longer matters to me. Go Spectral. Hey, we can make a gold seal. So this steel 10 I could turn into glass. King and Queen, we can hang them. Maybe Lucky 6, we'll put the gold sticker. There's Death. Maybe I should use Emperor first. Oh well. There's a Fool. And by Fool, I mean a hung man. Go next. So Ace and King, we can hang them. We have 3 glass 10s. It's probably all the glass 10s that I need. I could just make another purple 6. Right? Probably don't need this 10. Probably don't need this 6. Steel 6. 7 and 9. We can hang them again. Alright, we're down to 32 cards. Discard glass. I get another hung man. So what's left in my deck right now? 6. If I discard these glass cards, I still have enough. That's what I want to know. Hermit? Sure. Yeah, Jack, and then I can remove a 5 if I want. I can remove a 6. That should be fine. Okay. So what I need to do here is I do need to draw the those 10s. There we go. I can. That's it. So I have 2 10s. I have 6s here. Maybe I miscounted the 10s. Oh well. Ship it. Okay. Strength doesn't matter to me. I can get Death. I can get Star for my last 2 10s, I guess. That also maybe is not super important to me. Here, nothing for me to use Death on. Arcana. 10 and 5. Yeah, this, you know, this red seal. We never really did that, did we? Alright. Okay, I'm thinking. Let's do... Now I want a fool. Alright. Go next. So... how do I draw the red seal? Probably by playing a bunch of sixes. Okay. How many tens do I have? Enough. Play a flush. Ah, bummer. I guess I will discard the tens and discard this six. I can discard this 10 and the glass sixes. Okay. I want to do... Okay, so I've got 10 sixes, play the glass six. So... death here, use the fool. Okay, death here. No, discard this one. Death here. Alright. Tens and sixes. Dip it. Okay, what am I looking for in the next round? Strength. Death. Standard pack, nope. Alright, so we could take a star. We don't need the star. We can keep taking series cards, I guess. Justice doesn't really do anything anymore. Chariot, maybe. Hungman, always. Go next. Alright, that's it. 3 and 10. We're going to hang them. I could make a steel 10. Let's just go. Okay, I don't need any more sixes. And I have like 2 glass 10s. Is enough glass 10s? Okay. No, discard this glass 6. Get a hermit. Bummer. Seven cards left in the deck. All right. Play this 6, play this 10. Temperance is out, Justice is out. We go 10s, 6s, and ship it. Alright, I did say we would play Jokerless until we lose. That's 3 in a row. Go next. Yeah, like I said with the Jokerless challenge, you do get to a certain point where it feels like you actually just can't lose. Too big to fail kind of feeling. So maybe, I don't know, depending how this next run goes, if the start is too easy, if the start is too ridiculous, maybe we won't actually play it out. Maybe it wouldn't be good instructional video. Alright, we know how to win the first round. We know how to win the second round. We know how to beat the boss sometimes. Extra hand size is really powerful. Taking a moon card to enable an early flush house is also very powerful. We use the moon card against the boss. We can save money and come back for the extra hand size. That's fine. Alright. Yeah. So I could go for the straight, either an 8 or a king. I could go for the clubs. It's slightly better to get the clubs. Well, maybe. Well, maybe. I'd be really upset if I was forced to use the moon card early. I can do 8s and 2s. I could use the moon and just make a flush. I only need 100 points, so play the 2 pair. Bummer. I'm gonna save the moon because the moon allows us to one-shot the boss. I do take the extra hand size. Yeah, so all I need is any queen or 6, and then we win. Extra hand size allows me to hold on to 4 cards at the same time as discarding 5 cards. There's the flush house. I guess I could have discarded more, and I could have been a little bit pickier about what cards I make the flush house. How do we win the next round? We don't. Well, maybe. We could reroll and try to get a planet card. We could open the Arcana packs and try to get some points that way. I could take the sun. I could use lovers on a 6. Maybe make a wild 6. That feels not super impactful. I need the other Arcana pack here. Yeah, I could have done hearts and then done hearts again. Maybe that was a misplay. Hierophant I could do on the 8 of clubs. I could do 8 of clubs. I can do maybe multiple 8s. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Hearts. Alright, go next. Flush house still wins if we can get it, but I'm not really counting on getting the flush house. We can play 3 flushes. We can't really play 3 flushes, but you know, I'm at least gonna try. Get hearts. Missing on the full house here, that's okay. Maybe I panicked a little bit too much, to be honest. Maybe we had enough material to do this. You know, get the 3 flushes. Or 4 of a kind. Could be a flush, could be a 4 of a kind. That's not good. $3, that's not good. Series gives me more points, but doesn't help me right now. I could take a Celestial pack and try to get a Jupiter card. Probably Jupiter is the safe thing to do. If we don't get a Jupiter card, Mars doesn't help me. Earth, maybe. Go next. Flush house wins. If we don't get a flush house, we could play 4 hands, 4 flushes. That seems dubious. That's not good. I have diamonds, I have spades. Maybe we go for the diamonds here. Okay. Okay. I can do the clubs. And then follow it up with hearts. Okay. I have a full house. Chip it. We did level up the full house. Maybe I should be doing full houses. Maybe. There's Justice. So Justice allows me to win with a full house. Or do I need the Arcana pack? What I need is Emperor. Arcana pack. Empress is not terrible. Now we got some Molt. Now we got something. Let's get the hearts. Ooh. Yeah, one more time. Hearts. Okay. Then we're going to have some face down cards. That's okay. If I sort by suit, I can play all these clubs. Maybe it was worthwhile to try to get both enhanced cards or more enhanced cards in the same hand. I think that was a critical misplay. I think that's it, straight up. If we draw enough clubs here, technically we can still win. If we get the Molt card. Go next. Yeah, I want to emphasize here, you know, a little bit awkward. We haven't got any of the correct planet cards. That's been pretty tough for us. Yeah, the importance of kind of these early enhancements as ways of scoring points if you aren't getting relatively lucky with the planet cards. And so even if you just get, let's say, an Empress in the shop is the best, because then you draw the hand first and then you enhance the hand after you've already drawn it. And then that can give you a free round. Same with the Hierophant. Yeah, we might just be in a situation where boss going to decrease level of my poker hand. If you're in ante 3 and you only have level 2 full houses, I think that's it. I think this run is done. And then that's okay. We can ride it out, I guess. Could take Jupiter for the flush, could take Ceres for the flush house. If we get the flush house, then we can survive for one more round. But the odds of that happening are not great. Take the flush, go next. With the leveled up flush, I can maybe win with a few flushes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the Jack and try to get more enhanced cards in one hand. There we have a couple of enhanced cards. So I could try to do this. I could try to draw the Molt card. I think it's worthwhile to play this because then I can get a non-clubs flush. Yeah, now we can go for the hearts flush. There's one more heart in the deck. Bummer. I guess a full house would have done it too. A straight would have done it. How about a pair of aces? All right, folks. That's going to be it. That's going to be 3 in a row. Three in a row on the Jokerless challenge. There are some techniques that we demonstrated in the later antes, but it really comes down to the early antes. When I play on the Jokerless challenge, I feel I can win about 1 in 3, about a third of the time I can win. And then 2/3 of the time you just kind of dead out the gate. You don't get the material that you need in ante 1. Or maybe you get some material in ante 1, but not enough material in ante 2. And then by the time you get to ante 3, if you aren't fully online, you don't necessarily need to have blue seals by then. You can still get the blue seal later. You can still be fine. But you do want to have some source of money generation by the time you get to ante 3. You want to have some hand at least level 4. You want to find those matching planet cards. You want to find maybe enough suit changers to where you can play flushes consistently. You want to have maybe some enhanced cards that can help you survive longer, survive until you get the things that you need in order to get the build online. But all right, 3 in a row on the Jokerless challenge. I'll take that. Take care, everyone.